Good morning, you guys. How's everybody doing? Haven't been on here for a while. um, I've been plugging away. Man, I've been working on getting these journals done for it's been a couple weeks, seriously. Because I keep adding more stuff and, different ideas and making different things for them. So, anyway, so I did get them done. There's 6 of them, and there's one oddball. I was doing 8, 2 others that were kind of similar to this one, but they just didn't work out. So, anyways, so these are those Stoddard, like travel books. I can't remember the titles, but it was a series of books, and I had 10 of them. I sold some of them on a live sale, and I kept 5 so I could make journals out of them. And here they are. So let's do a little bit of a flip through. I already have these listed in my shop, and I kind of screwed up because I had a bunch of goodies that go with them, but these didn't make it into the pictures. And yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. I might just go ahead and delete one picture and add like just one, picture of just this bundle in each listing. I don't know. But anyways, because they do look a little naked in the pictures on Etsy. But there are, a lot more tags and inserts and stuff that go with these. All I did was really just put tags in pockets that are in the journals. This is stuff that I intended to just paper clip in. So anyways, you get the idea. So let's do a flip through. Aren't these awesome? Yeah, so each one 5 signatures. I did wind up covering the spine on each one just because, the integrity just wasn't there, on the spine. So I just want them to be nice and sturdy. So I went ahead and just covered them all with some kind of vintage fabric. And then I did a hitch post closure with some sari silk, just as in a little bow. And then I attached one of those envelopes that I made a few weeks ago. And I stuffed them with, tags and things like that. So each one of these has a name, and I just wrote the name on the little tag here. So this is Red Poppies. So anyways, they're a little snug. These pockets are a little bit snug, but they will loosen up as time goes by. So this one happens to have just a little card in there. So yeah, so let's do a little bit of a flip through, and I'll show you how they look inside. This one, even though it's, the cover is the only thing that's different about it. It's a little bit fatter, just a tiny bit wider than the red ones, but still the same number of pages, same number of signatures. They're just spaced out a little bit more in this book. So that's really the only difference. But I'll flip through. Maybe we'll look at that one too. But they're all pretty much the same. So yeah, so I did add one of these envelopes on the front. So you've got basically 3 pockets. So a pocket here, and then two pockets here, one there, and one there. Okay, and a magnetic closure on there. Most of them have some vintage buttons. Yeah, these are attached with a little safety pin. These are stitched on, but so they all have some vintage buttons on them, and then of course a little label. And then I did do I already said that, a ball chain charm. So each one just has like a large leaf and then some other kind of charm. Yeah, I didn't do anything on the spine. I like just, you know, the string. So anyway, let's get into it. So on the inside cover of each one, I made some pockets out of the pages from some of the old record albums that I had. And, you know, these are like the sleeves that were in those albums. So a lot of them had this really cool green paper. And then some also had like some writing and stuff on them. So where there was writing, I tried to preserve that. So, so yeah, so just a little tag and, you know, goodies. Some ephemera. This is just some ephemera that I've printed off. Some vintage receipts and things like that. So these I actually printed. This isn't the original. Okay. And then there's more of these in the ephemera pack too. So, and then I used some pages from this really cool book on botanical art. Okay, I can't remember the name of the book, but it was actually a book that I saw somebody use in a video and I just had to have it, so I ordered it off of eBay. But anyway, so this is the book. I think it's like the history of botanical illustration or something like that. Anyways, so these were the like glossy pages from it, and then also some of the just regular book pages from that book, and some graph paper. Sorry, it's early morning, guys, and I'm getting ready to go to bed here in a minute. But and then I actually across the street from us, the lady that lives over there, her husband, when he was living, was an accountant, and he was apparently a paper hoarder because she called Sammy and I over to get some paper that her husband had been storing in their office. And I'm telling you, that man had so many ledgers. It was insane. So and these are all, they were all blank ones. But yeah, so like the huge desk size ledger pages, not like hardcover ledgers, but just, you know, like, just like a tablet, you know. Anyways. So yeah, lots of writing space, just really cool scrapbook papers, another page from that book that I can't remember the name of. And this is just, I don't know, I just thought this was really cool. It's written in Greek. I can't remember what the name of the book was, but it's just really pretty writing. And some, of course, Audubon pages. I used some floral vintage gift wrap in each of these. This was some packaging from Amazon, I think. Some map pages. And then in the little pockets, I added just some little tiny tags and some pages from some vintage field guides. This is just an old, you know, index card. And then on my scan and cut, I actually cut a whole bunch of, you know, whoops, sorry, that's my alarm. A bunch of Rolodex cards in different sizes and stuff, and that was really fun, and printed and cut them out in you know, different papers and different sizes. So I think I had like 3 different Rolodex cards that I scanned, and so that was kind of cool. Yeah, I actually wound up doing some little teeny tiny ones. So coffee dyed paper and garden bulbs in color pages. Some more ledger paper from the neighbor, wrapping paper. And then on the tabs, I actually cut out a whole bunch of different tabs with the scan and cut also, so I used a lot of those in here. And I have this box of Know Your Trees flashcards. So I added some of those in these journals. And just some cream color printer paper. It's 24-pound copy paper. And I made a pocket out of one of those flashcards. And then here's one of my collage tags and another, you know, printed vintage receipt. And just some other, you know, it's a different field guide to trees, flashcard, another index card, another one of the Rolodex cards. So each one has pretty much the same stuff in it, you know. Definitely the same number of pages in each journal. I was pretty careful about that. I took some postcards and just, you know, did some collaging on the front of them and then just left the backs. You know, some of those postcards where you're not like super excited about whatever the image is, but it's kind of cool to have the back. Some images from New York Public Library. These are just some greeting cards. And then I did do some eyelets in the tabs and then attached, you know, some buttons and charms and just random things like that. Some more wrapping paper, some scrapbook paper, some little notes and things like that. I definitely like to have lots of writing space in my journals, so I try not to do too much embellishing, not too much, not too many pockets and things like that. I like to paper clip a lot of stuff into them though. I sort of didn't want these to be super chunky and fat like when I was showing them to you guys, so it might be good that I didn't add in all the other stuff, but I'll show you what's in those bags before I hang up. A little collage tag, another flashcard. This is from another field guide of birds. And then these are just some of those book plates that you can print. It's like a Dover book. Some paper whites. More ledger, more wrapping paper, more scrapbook paper. This is a really cool shipping tag that I got somewhere. I think that's the one that was attached to this steamer trunk that I got at a junk shop. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those narcissus. Aren't those so pretty? I love that it's a black and white image. So I got some postcards from Donna, who's one of my viewers, one of my customers, and she lives in Australia, but she sent me some Happy Mail a couple weeks ago, and there was a set of postcards in there. They're all like educational posters made into postcards. So it was really cool, and there was like a little book of flowers and stuff like that, and it was so neat. I was just like, wow. And then she sent me some tea with eucalyptus in it, and you know, some really cool fabric and stuff from Australia. It was really, really sweet. It made me happy. Made me super happy. So I'm just addicted to using eyelets and tabs on tags now, and it gives me a good way to use my shank buttons. These are mother of pearl buttons, and then just a little key. This pocket is made from one of the sleeves out of the record albums too. So if you got one of those from me, you know, and you're gonna tear out the pages or whatever, or you know, you're not sure what to do with it, there's a lot of ways to use that paper, you know, if you're gonna gut it and, you know, make it into something else. So some more pages from that botanical book, that illustration book, and another field guide, more ledger paper, and yeah, avocado dyed paper. I really, really enjoyed putting these together. I was very choosy in the papers that I used in these. Normally, I'm a little bit, I don't know, I go a little bit junkier, but for some reason, I wanted these to be more, I don't know, I guess classy or something like that. So I was a lot more like choosy about the pages I used. So, and then, yeah, and then there's another pocket made from the record album sleeves in the back. And then the back is plain. I did put book corners on all of these journals, just because I thought it just sort of kicked them up a notch, if you know what I mean. And the corners were pretty much damaged on all of them anyways. So yeah, so I just wanted to make sure they were all nice and sturdy and gonna stand up to, you know, wear and tear. So this is the oddball. This book is like a, what is it? I see as a reference library, but it's a leather bound book, and I don't know, I just thought it was really cool, and it was in really good shape. So, yeah, so I made it into a journal. So you can see, right? Like it's pretty much all the same stuff. It's, you know, just different pages, you know. But it's the same number of pages and things like that. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, leaf, key, you know, basically everything's the same. So let me show you what's in these packs. I think what I'm going to do is just include the pack with the journal. You know, I'm not going to worry about trying to insert all of this stuff into the books. But so I made some tags also out of that paper from the albums, and just did, you know, a little bit of collaging on them, and then some more tags. So you're going to get 3, you know, collage tags. I wound up using napkins that I had gotten from Pearl. She had a live sale, oh gosh, a couple months ago, and I seem to have run out of fussy cut flowers. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have all those napkins. So she had an amazing collection of napkins. So awesome deal on those. Thank you, Pearl. And so I used a bunch of napkins in collage. And then here's some more of those Rolodex cards that I cut on my Scan and Cut. So, and that was the actual size of the cards. And then I had this style with the, you know, lines and stuff. So this is the original Rolodex card that I used. I just traced it and then scanned it and cut out a whole bunch of them. Another field guide of butterflies. There's a page from that. And then from the bird book, a couple of flashcards. And those are actually vintage, but they were like new vintage, so they look like they're in pretty good shape. A couple of card catalog cards, some bingo cards, and then these are some cards from my shop. These are just blank shipping tags. This is a repair tag, layaway tag, an alteration tag, and then here's another one of those postcards from Donna. Another vintage receipt that I printed on coffee dyed paper. This is a bridge score sheet. And then there's an assortment of images that I've printed off from various sources. Open, you know, open source images. A bingo card, same thing. This is actually, you know, one of those book plates from Dover. And then another postcard, another image from New York Public Library, I think. And then I just went ahead and added in a whole assortment of, you know, guest checks. And so if you need more guest checks, I have those in my shop also. Okay, and then another bridge score sheet and a couple more of those receipts printed out like full size. Okay, so that's what's in these little packs. You know, it's probably, I don't know, a good 40 pieces or so in each one. So they're all pretty similar. So you'll get one of these packs with each journal, okay? And then I have something else I want to show you that I just recently put into my shop. I put together some tag packs. I guess they're not all tags, but I did do some assortments. I had some of the envelopes that I had made left over, and so I thought I would just put together some assortments and, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then, well, I had made these a long time ago. These little, I don't know what you would call it, but it's kind of like a divider that you could put in your journal. So they would actually fit into these journals, but I didn't have enough of them to put one in each one, so I only had 3. So I just decided to add them to these packs. So there's 3 packs that have one of these. There's really good pictures on Etsy of what, you'll get the actual items in the pictures with each listing. I did each group separately. So there's 6 of them all together. Okay. So this pack has that guy. And this is actually set number 1. And then this is just another image that I can't remember. I think it was a couple of book pages glued together, and then just did some collaging and glued an image on the back. And basically the same thing on this one. I was just making large journaling cards. And then there's one of these envelopes with the button wraparound closure. And I didn't put anything in it. It's just the envelope, but you could stick all kinds of stuff in there, right? And this would fit in one of those journals too. Just saying. So, those measure 6 by 9, by the way. Those journals, they're 6 by 9 inches. I'll get to those little things last. And then I made some pockets out of the paper from the record albums also. So see, they had some cool writing and stuff on them. And they were kind of junky. So anyways, I just stitched, 2 sides, added a tab. Before I stitched it up, I stitched on a little picture. And yeah, so I thought they turned out really cool and kind of junky and funky, And then these tags just fit in them perfectly. So I put a tag. So each pack has one of these pockets with a tag inserted, and then a couple of charms in the eyelet. Okay. And then each one also has an avocado dyed envelope where I've done some collaging on the front and partially on the back. Okay. So you get an envelope that you could use. It's really just like a journaling card. And then you're going to get three tags. No, more than 3. 4 tags. Okay. So one and one with the ball chain and charms. Okay. 2, 3. And then 1 small one. Okay. So you get 3 large tags and 1 small tag. And then I also made some little booklets out of the paper from the record albums. And so this was like, it's like a sleeve like that, and it has a hole in the center. So if you cut one side off, that's what this is. It's like one side. So see how this kind of dips down right there? This is where, it went all the way across where you would insert the record. I'm talking about vinyls. So vinyl record albums. The old ones, the 78s. Anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, so this is just paper from those sleeves. And so yeah, I got 2 little notebooks out of each side. Okay, so it would have been like that, Anyways, and these are just stitched in. I just, glued some random paper that you could write on, and then I did a magnet closure. Each one has, I don't know, something like a dozen pieces of paper stitched in, so probably right around, if you count front and back, close to 50 pages in each one. So there's I call that a large one, and then a small one. Okay, just to differentiate. So you get a couple of those little notebooks. And I love the magnet closure. I love it. I just like the way it sounds. Okay, so this is pack number 1. Oops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hold on. Hold the phone. There we go. Flip that. There we go. So yeah, so there's 6 different packs. They're all a little bit different. I'll show you one more that's, you know, different than that one. Basically, the biggest difference is that, so this one has the divider. That's actually a pocket. And then it has one of the tag folios in it. And it doesn't have any tags in it, but it's the folio, okay, with the pocket here and the pocket there. So that's the biggest difference between the there's basically like 2 different sets in the shop. So you just have to look at the pictures to know which one has the folios. But this is actually set number 2. So so at least, you know, that one has the folio in it. And then, you know, just tags and stuff. Okay. So each one has, I think, 5 pictures. So you can see what's in them pretty well. So, okay. So this is, yeah, this is set number 2. And then, let's see. I want to make sure that's it. Yeah, and I'm actually putting together some... I'm going through every single drawer, every single shelf, and every container, every tub, every box of stuff in my studio, in the garage, in the closet under the stairs. And I'm sorting out things that I want to use, things I'm going to keep, things that I know nobody would want, and excess. And excess stuff is going into 12 large priority boxes that I think I'm going to auction in a live sale. So I'm hoping to be able to do that maybe on Saturday. So Saturday the 15th of June. So, but if I'm going to do it, I will schedule it so you'll see it in your notifications on YouTube. It'll be there as a, you know, an upcoming event or whatever. So, okay. All right. So these are listed. Let me get this video posted. And, oh, I didn't even show you guys the other journals, did I? So this one is Wild Rose. That's the name of her. Okay. Wild Rose. And then this one is Vintage Rose. Yeah, because it's got that pretty pink rose on it. Okay. The backs are blank, right? This one is called Clovers, because of the picture there. Okay. That one's called Clovers. And then this one, what did I name this one? Can't remember. Oh, Cottage Garden, because that's a fritillaria, I believe, but I didn't want to name it fritillaria. So I called it Cottage Garden, because my mom and I were talking about cottage gardens the other day. And then this one is Vintage Meadow, because it has clovers on it, but I already had one named Clovers, and so I couldn't name another one Clovers, so I just named it Vintage Meadow, because, you know, you see clovers in meadows all the time. You know what I'm saying. And then this one is Red Poppies. Okay. So, yeah, so they're all listed. You get one of these packs with each journal. Okay. You're going to get one of these with each one. And then the other packs are sold separately. Okay. So these are separate listings, but these come with the journals. Okay. Included with the price of the journal. These are priced separately. So, anyways, okay, let me get this uploaded, and thanks you guys for all your patience and for understanding my you know, flighty nature sometimes. I appreciate it. And I still love you guys. And yeah, talk to you soon. Okay, bye for now.